Welcome everyone to our today's video. In today's video, I'm going to show you our third pattern from our Python pattern playlist. Okay, so first of all, let me clarify what pattern are we going to print today. Okay, so today's pattern will be kind of like this: one, one, two, one, two, three, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, five. Now this pattern is for n equal to 5. Okay, I mean, if the user gives the value 5 for n variable, then we will print this pattern. Now let's discuss about the pattern. Okay, so as we can see that here we are getting 5 row. Okay, if I use another color like this, sorry, like it's for row 1, this is for row 2, this is for row 3, and this row is row 4, and this is the last row, which is row number 5. Okay, now as we can see, if n equal to 5, then we are getting total rows 5, the same as the input value. Okay, now what about the column? We can see that the column value is equal the value of row value. Okay, like this. And now let me change the color a little bit. This. Okay, look closely. When the row is 1, we are getting column 1. When we are getting row number 2, we are getting column 1 and column 2. Okay, when we are getting row number 3, we are getting column 1, column 2, and column 3. And for the row number 4, we are getting column 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if the row number is 5, we are getting 5 column: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can see that the pattern is kind of like this. We need to print the row, and the number of rows is equal to the number of value which n has. Okay, n equal row, or number of rows should be equal to the number of n, the value which we are getting from the user. And for the column, for each row, how many column we will print for the each row? Exactly the number each rows has. Okay, like for this, when the row number is 3, we are printing 3 column. When the row number is 4, we are printing 4 column. When the row number is 5, we are printing 5 column, like this. Okay, so if we simply code it, n, it would be an integer input, enter the value of rows, or if you want, you can say it like this: enter the value of n, as you say fit for yourself. Okay, now the outer row would be for, I mean, the outer for loop would be for row. Okay, for row in range n, and the inner for loop would be for printing the column. Okay, so for column in range, how many column we need to print for each rows? The number of rows. Okay, like we need to print column for each rows exactly the number each rows has. If the row number is 3, we need to print 3 column. If the row number is 5, we need to print 5 column. Okay, so here we need to print column till it reaches to the row number. like this. Okay, and now we will print. Now let's see what we need to print exactly, because in our earlier tutorial we used a star pattern. Okay, but we are not using any star pattern here. We are using integer value here. So let's see which value we need to print each time the loop iterate. Okay, so let me use another color. I think this color would be a great fit. Okay, now look closely. This whole column is 1 and we are printing 1. This whole column is the second column and we are printing 2. This whole column is the third column and we are printing 3. This whole column is the fourth column, we are printing 4. This column is fifth column and we are printing 5. So that means we need to print the value of column. Okay, if it within the first column we need to print 1, if it within the second column we need to print 2, if it within the third column we need to print 3, and so on. So if I simply open my code, I mean open my text editor, then we need to print the column value. Okay, and what's the value for each column? Call, right? Call. And we don't want any new line after printing the column value. Okay, and last of all, after printing all the columns in a single row, we need a new line so that we can jump into our next line like this. Okay, so for that reason I need to use print. Now if I simply run this code, let's see what it generates for us. Pattern 3.5. Enter the value of m. Let's see, 5 0 0 1 0 1 2 0 1 2 3. Now we need to tweak the code a little bit. Whenever we are using value n, it's printing from 0 to 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. I mean first row, second row, third row, and fourth row. One row is missing because we are starting from the 0 and we are getting until 5 for the value of m. So we can change it a little bit like this. Let's say we want to provide an starting value and the ending value like this. Now let's see. Okay, our starting value was from 1, right? So we need to tweak this. We want the starting value starts from 1 and the ending value n plus 1. And I want the starting value of column starts from 1 and ending value till row. Now if I simply run this 1 1 2 1 2 3 4, and here I need to add 1, and now if I simply run the code, okay, we are getting the output perfectly fine. Now it would be better if we can place a single space after printing each element. Okay, so we can simply add a blank space here, and we don't want any new line character after printing each element in a row, obviously. Okay, now it should be like this. Okay, and yeah, if I simply run the code again, enter the value of n, now it looks good. Okay, 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 5, exactly the way we wanted. So that's how you print this type of pattern using Python programming language. So thank you everyone, and I will see you in the next video.